Storm Babet is on the way. Aberdeenshire down to 5, and particularly the hills here. In this zone, we're going to see a lot of rainfall during Thursday and Thursday afternoon, and even into Friday. It still keeps on coming.
Another cap.
You can see his flashlight and you can hear him shouting. If you come in, you can hear him. Okay.
And there's another two in the chalet down the side of the river.
The devastating impact of Storm Babet, 12 months on, and these people are slowly trying to rebuild their lives.
I've got to bid on flats to get moved back to Brechin, which I think is totally wrong. I've been here all my life. I just went back. Well, I have to care for my mum, so I'm having to drive from Montrose to Brechin every day. It's just a nightmare, really.
We were putting a B&B in Montrose for 8 weeks. It was all right for the first wee while, but then one room between 4 of us and a cat.
We'll not know till we're finished, but we're looking at about 200,000 on chalets, and my chalets down there. We've got 14 of them, like so, and they're all water damaged, like.
Storm Babet battered the town of Brechin a year ago, causing widespread flooding. It resulted in 400 people being forced to evacuate their homes, with many losing everything they owned. It came after a danger to life warning was issued due to unprecedented levels of rain, which resulted in the South Esk River busting its banks and flooding the town. A year on, and things aren't back to normal, but some were lucky to escape with their lives.
Well, from my recollection is, I just remember waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting a phone call from my dad, and the water was in my house, and then when I opened the door, it's the worst thing I could have done, and then it just come in just like a tsunami, basically, and then I just picked up the dog and went for my life. I thought I wasn't going to make it out. Like, it's the scariest time of my life. That's the only way I could get out of my house, because I couldn't go out the front. If I went out the front, then I wouldn't be here right now. I would have been swept away with that water.
Many businesses were badly hit during the constant deluge of rain, which saw the town submerged in water. These include the East Mill Road campsite, which still hasn't been able to reopen 12 months after the storm.
Yeah, we got tsunamied with the water, and it's destroyed the whole place. So we're basically starting from scratch.
And how difficult has that been?
Well, it is difficult because it's a lot of expense. We did have insurance on the buildings, but everything else was not insured, like, sort of thing, for flooding, like.
So how much does that cost you?
Well, not know till we're finished, but we're looking at about 200,000 on chalets, and my chalets down there. We've got 14 of them, like so, and they're all water damaged, like, sort of thing. So
That must be absolutely horrendous, because you say you don't have the insurance. How have you managed to come up with the money?
Well, we haven't, because we've actually earned nothing since last October. So we're basically just working away on sort of empty pockets, like, sort of thing, just now till maybe next year, and we'll maybe start earning something off the touring park and hopefully have some more statics, if we get some more statics in.
The whole community's been devastated here, I'm sure you're not alone in terms of being affected by it. So, I mean, what other people say?
All the businessmen are all the same down here. The Matrix there, they paid off over 50 people when their machine shop got wiped out. The other lads there, and the tatty merchant down there, and the blacksmith down there as well. I mean, it's all come out of their own pockets. I mean, it's hundreds of thousands of pounds, like. So, as I say, we're all feeling the kind of sort of brunt of it.
Has there been any support for you at all?
Up until now, we got a little bit early on, which didn't really go that far. And every individual in the houses around the nursery park, I think we got about £1,500 each. And the businesses have got £3,000, but that wasn't really.
I was going to say that's a drop in the ocean, really.
It didn't really go very far at the end of the day.
The flats in River Street, which bore the brunt of the storm and flooding, are still lying empty, and there has been a suggestion that they could be knocked down. Many people who lived in those properties have been moved to other areas, including Montrose. Some have returned to Brechin, but feel that the property they've been given by the local council isn't suitable for a family with young children.
We were put in a B&B in Montrose for 8 weeks. It was all right for the first wee while, but then one room between 4 of us and a cat, not much cope. We did get a flat in Montrose again. We were told we would get like for like, but it was nothing like what we had. It was a one door, not much of a garden for the kids. Too small bedroom for the kids. Just no use at all. Eventually we've got this. It's better because we're in Brechin for the schools and that, but again it's not like for like. It's fine for now, but is it a home for us is the question.
You'd lost possessions and were put into storage, and understand the council lost them. What happened there?
Basically, it was a couple of items, and a company from Arbroath were told to come in and store our items. The woman from the council was supervising. I said, do I get a ticket, or how does this work? She said, no, on you go, because I had to leave. I was under the impression that the items would eventually get back to us. There was a few times they tried to deliver the items back to us, but it wasn't working for us. And when it did eventually get to the returning of the items, said items were gone, misplaced.
What do you mean misplaced?
Didn't have them.
They no longer had our items.
So, presumably, obviously they lost these items.
Yeah.
I take it they've already admitted that,
Yeah.
and reimbursed you.
No, they've not reimbursed us. That's been a long process of trying to fill out forms, speak to the council, and the latest thing this week was the women's away on holiday for annual leave. So that's another, who knows how long until we get our stuff back or get any information on what's happened to our items or our reimbursement.
That I've got to bid on flats to get moved back to Brechin, which I think's totally wrong. I've been here all my life. I just want back. Well, I have to care for my mum, so I'm having to drive from Montrose to Brechin every day. It's just a nightmare, really. The council didn't really care. Well, if I see a one-bedroom flat, I have to bid for that. But if there's somebody more priority than me, they'll get it before I do. Or if somebody that's got children, they'll get it before I do. So I'll probably never get moved back to Brechin.
Despite numerous efforts to contact Angus Council, one former River Street resident says she's still paying rent on the property there, and the one in Forfar she's now living in.
It's taken its effect. I'm on a lot of medication, like to help my anxiety, my mental health. I'm getting letters about rent arrears where I'm currently living for my old property. I put in a discretionary, it's called, to balance the rent, but I'm still getting charged rent arrears for Brechin. And it's like I've still got stuff in the house in Brechin. I've asked the council for help to get it out. I'm not getting it anywhere. I'm not living in at all, no. They're still charging rent for it. And I've offered them the key to the property, and it's like, no, we don't need it. And I'm like, but my house I'm not on the bottom, I was upper floor, but my ceiling, that's going to cause a lot of damp issues. And I've spoken to them about paying the 2 properties, like I'm paying the shortfall in rent. And she's like, oh, don't worry, just ignore it. And I'm like, but it's coming off my benefits. I've got to pay the rent that I shouldn't need to be paying.
Well, Angus Council have released a statement. In it they say Angus Council has distributed all of the funding received from the Scottish Government and has allocated council funds, workforce and resources in efforts to assist businesses and residents. They go on to say, we have reached out to businesses, including the local caravan park, to provide assistance and support where possible. But some feel that Angus Council haven't done enough and that they could and should have done more to prevent the town from being flooded a year ago.
They apparently knew about this weakness in this wall and they just sat back and let it happen, where they could have at least done something. And even if they did something and it did fail, at least they would have felt they've tried to do something. They did nothing but evacuate everybody and say the wall's going to fall down. And well, we were half a mile away from that wall, and we've got a flood wall, as you see, down the back there, and it did its duty. We had 15, 16 inches of wall, but the water level was, and it came through that way, and it's pretty much created a pond here, like, sort of thing. There's no place for the water to go because we've got a flood wall, So,
Flood wall keeping it in.
well, that's all it did, like, 'cause it's flood wall banked all the way down past all these buildings down there, so there was no place else to go but here. And it was just below the coping level of the wall there, like, when it came in here, like, so. Well, the last word on the grapevine round there was they were going to be knocking the houses down. Not sure what and where, but that was the last word on the grapevine, what's happening around at Nursery Park and some other houses round here, but we've never really heard yet from the council what they intend to do, like, so.
You worry that this is going to happen again?
Well, we've all got our reservations, or the businessmen here, that kind of if it happens again. So we're looking for a bit of reassurance from the council to see what they're going to come up with to stop this from happening again, like, so.
What have Angus Council said? Because I know some people I've spoken to have not been very complimentary about them. I think that's an understatement.
Well, we've been in touch with them a lot, but we've got a bit of a group going with the businessmen just to see and liaise with them to see what's happening. But as I say, we haven't had a meeting for a while with them, so no idea what's in the pipeline or what they've got planned or anything yet, like, so.
We should have got notification. We've seen it all over the news. The council knew, well, if you've not seen it on the news then I'm sorry, but the council knew people in that area were going to be evacuated. They should have chapped our doors, given us plenty of time, where myself, yeah, I'm on my own, but my neighbour had a young baby. She had to grab what she can for her young baby and herself. So, see, she didn't have relatives, then she wouldn't have had enough, which I feel bad for others as well, because they've lost everything. But the council, I don't know if you know, there was an electrical bunker at the end of River Street. The council never put that on to stop the water coming over, to prevent the flood. They should have put that on, but they didn't. So I don't know what they're going to do.
It remains to be seen how many residents return to Brechin and local businesses manage to open again after Storm Babet shattered their lives 12 months ago. And many fear not enough has been done to protect the town from a possible repeat of the flooding that left those affected with nothing.